Good morning, Wamboos. Not quite 6 a.m. yet, and we're starting the trip off to the Orange River area. I've got a little truckload of stuff to pick up that I've already paid for down there. Just waiting with my friend Yaku, and yeah, who knows what else I'll pick up. Plans to do is a bit of exploring while I'm there this time as well. Maybe find some more new areas. Probably not much interesting going to happen today. The original plan was to get to Rimfasmark and pick up some of the fluorites and all that good stuff, but luckily I remembered in time that it's Sunday morning now, and to get there at 3-4 a.m. Sunday afternoon, not such a good idea, because a large percentage of the population is drunk, and while you're trying to do a deal with one guy, you're always going to have that belligerent guy trying to sell you that one piece of broken crystal that he's picked up somewhere, and he's just trying to get another beer out of you. There's just too much of that. So I've decided today I'm just going to head for Kakamas, and then into Rimfasmark tomorrow. It's not far from there, and I do know a guy in Kakamas. He's a normal, I don't know, like us, a rock dealer, and if he's got any good stuff, it's already clean, it's already in flats. I do pay a premium for it, but at least there's no more work involved. I just buy it and pass it on. So hopefully he'll have stuff. And yeah, so just starting filming now. So from what I've heard, the GoPro has really lousy low light filming capabilities, so I'll leave it there for now, and I'll switch on again in a couple of hours when there's some sunlight and you can actually see what's going on. So I'll carry on a bit later. Okay, been on the road for about an hour, starting to get lighter now. So we're coming through an area called Carltonville. Some of the world's deepest mines are in this area. As a matter of fact, if you do a quick Google, the world's deepest mines, about, I don't know, 14 or 15 of the top 20 are in South Africa, and a lot are in this area. The deepest mine in the world, that's maybe half an hour ahead somewhere. I forget the name now, it begins with an M, but around here there are some western area or western deep levels. Yeah, I forget the names now, but some really deep mines. This is very much gold mining territory. Very uninspiring, just flat dead land really. Scenery will get a lot better a little bit later. Pointless little town, this Velverdint, maybe 1,000 people. really horrible section of road, this. They seem to have fixed the potholes, but the last time I came along here, it was just massive potholes. And yeah, if you do any sort of speed, big chance you're going to lose a tire or something. But they do seem to have fixed it, most of the potholes. Still very bumpy, and I really don't like this section of road, but there's a slightly shorter cut, so that's why I take this way every time. Okay, we're about 2 hours into the journey here. I never enjoy this first bit. It's all just farmlands. Road's not so great, but pretty soon we'll be entering the bushveld area and the desert after that. We'll be doing about 1,000 kilometers today. So we're about a fifth of the way into the journey. Should get where we're going at around 4 o'clock. So yeah, apart from the dash mount that I'm using for the GoPro, I've also got a head mount and a handheld, like a selfie stick thing. So I'll be getting a lot more footage once we get where we're going. Definitely, I'm hoping to get to the fluorite mines tomorrow. Maybe a rose quartz mine. So yeah, a lot of stuff to come. But in the meantime, yeah, just sit back, enjoy the journey. I'm going to get back to what I was doing, which is just get the tunes on, turn up the music, and yeah, just crank it out. The other thing about this part of the road, so it is all farm area, so often you're going to get stuck behind a tractor or got a truck coming up here, and yeah, you get stuck behind it for hours, and not a lot of fun that. A couple of months ago, or more than a year ago, when the pandemic really got bad and the country went into lockdown, I was in the well, where we're going to now, in the desert. And when I eventually got cell phone signal, I got a message from Ian. And if you watch my live stream sales, you'll know who Ian is. But got a message from him saying, "Get home now. We're going into massive lockdown." So I just dropped Yaku off at his claim, digging for the red phantom crystals, and I had to organize for somebody to go and fetch him. Luckily his brother knows where the claim is in the mountains, and I had to head back as quickly as I could. And in this little town, luckily I stopped at the bottle store, and I got there literally at closing time, and as I walked in, they closed the door behind me and nobody else could buy anything. Yeah, that was the start of lockdown. We couldn't buy beer or cigarettes or anything for months, so luckily I'd managed to take pretty much their entire stock of my favorite brand, and that got me through the first hard lockdown of the COVID pandemic. We're in Vryburg now. This is in the northwest province of South Africa, and I think I'm going to pull over here and put in some petrol. Nah, we'll push through to Kuruman. We'll fill up there. But from here it should be a lot more scenic. We're getting to much more natural bushveld areas rather than boring farmlands. Been on the road for about 4 hours now, so it's another, I think it's about an hour to Kuruman. Old steam train over there. See if I can get in frame as we go past. Really neglected. We may stop here on the way back. If we do, this place on the left here, Orexi, they've got the biggest, best burgers, mind-blowingly huge. But all depends. We're going to see how much time we can make when we're coming back. It's always chasing daylight, and we might stop in Kuruman. We might push on and stop here in Freiburg. All depends. There is a lodge on the left up the road. We'll be turning here. And they do, it's a really good place to stay. If we stay here, we'll try to stay at the lodge. And if they're full, which they are sometimes, there's a couple of B&Bs and things in town. On the left, Klondike Lodge. That's where we might be staying on the way back. Really nice place, very picturesque, very scenic, some wildlife walking around, just really nice rooms. out of the Kalahari manganese fields, and I'm just going to put in some petrol, some diesel. And this is always a pain in the arse. This is a really badly designed fuel station, so we'll just have to wait a bit. Hi, full diesel alsjeblieft. Full diesel en maak alsjeblieft die rijdt skoon. Water oil is fine, thanks. Ja. Get something to eat later.
Hello?
Hi. That's all, thanks. Okay.
Ja, hier ist Bier.
Danke.
Danke, dabei.
Is 16 Rand 88 per litre of diesel. So if you want to figure that out in your currency, it's, I didn't check, but it's about 13 Rand 50 to the dollar, about 20 to the pound. So a little over yeah, $1.20 or whatever per litre. No. Tip. Thank you.
Let me try again.
Didn't go. Card declined. Okay, fine. Oh, keep this up, thanks.
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too. Okay, so this is Kuruman, part of the Kalahari manganese fields. There's the major mines quite close here. Is in Chwanning 1, 2 and 3, with the Blackrock mine, the Vessels mine. Back in the day, 15-20 years ago, we used to be able to come down here, meet up with a bunch of miners and go home with a truckload of stuff. Suchalite, Ettringite, Sturmanite, Kutnahorite, Rhodochrosite, you name it. But unfortunately the miners were getting a bit greedy, digging into the support columns and that kind of thing, and the mine bosses, the owners, shut down on allowing them to take out the secondary minerals. So it's just manganese coming out now. The miners, I've been told, they're given clear backpacks and clear lunch boxes, so there's no way they can smuggle anything out. Any of that material, if I get my hands on it, it's I know 1 or 2 dealers who still have some stuff from back in the day, but it's hell of a pricey. We might stop in Kakamas at a friend of mine. He's got some of that stuff, but sadly no more bulk. I used to be able to get Suchalite 200-300 kilos at a time. Now I'm happy if I can just get a little, you know, thumbnail size. Very dirty little town, Kuruman. I don't like it much. This is pretty much the gateway to the Kalahari. So from here on we'll be driving into the desert. It's going to get drier and drier on the way. Okay, so we're getting into iron mining territory here now. We're in the town of Katu, and that truck is technically referred to as fucking huge, as is the old digger. This is from the Sishan iron mine. Going to more or less go past the mine in a few minutes, but I'll turn the camera on as we get closer. You can actually see the roads are taking on a reddish color because of all the iron oxide in the rocks in the area. And there's what we're travelling in. First time almost from the outside is Isuzu KB D-Max. I've had this for about 2 years, and there's the reason I bought it. The wheel clearance and the high ride suspension. Because although the roads we've been on so far have been pretty good, a lot of the places I go, it's very much straight into the desert, into the mountains, or just absolutely no roads at all. So that wheel clearance is pretty necessary, especially up in Namibia. However, having said that, I am considering trading her in sometime soon, because on these long trips with the canopy on the back, if there's a side wind or a headwind, it really messes with the aerodynamics, so you just really struggle to get up to speed, and the acceleration between 80 to 120 is pretty slow. So on these, you know, mega long trips I do, when you get caught behind one of those huge trucks, it's super annoying, because you need a long clear section of road to overtake. You pull out and you're just not getting quicker than the truck, and you're inching past, smiling at the driver, just praying there's no oncoming traffic. Beeping means I've got to put my seatbelt on. Back onto the main road, and maybe one day they'll complete these roadworks. At least the last 5 or 6 years that I've been doing this trip, they've been working on this. No idea what the hold up is. And there's going to be more roadworks up ahead. Okay, 216 kilometers to Uppington. It is now 12:06, so we've been on the road just over 6 hours. So yeah, about a little over halfway. Camera's picking it up. You can see that red sides of the road near in the middle. That's all iron oxide. I've got the Sishin mine to my right, and from all the iron oxide in the rocks around here, you see the deep red color. Next stop. You can really see the red. Grass fire up ahead. Fire department out here somehow, because as dry as this grass and scrub is, that's going to go for many miles. Doesn't seem to have spread very far yet. I really enjoy it. It's incredibly dry. Just a long, that's got a straight road. We'll have a look when we come back. Maybe a slight up and down here and there, but it's essentially just straight. So yeah, once I turn the camera off, I was going to turn the radio back on, crank it up, and blast power will fall the way through the Kalahari desert. Coming through another really little town. This is Olifantshoek, and we're just about now getting into the Northern Cape pegmatite belt. Pegmatite belt starts in Kennard, which is ahead of us. It stretches up from there up all the way out to the right, up to around Fiulsdrift. And I think what I'll do, maybe tonight or maybe on tomorrow's video, I'll get a map and point out exactly where we are, where we're going, and where the rocks and things are found. Give you a better mental picture. But yeah, all the this is the pegmatite belt, so a lot of the mountains around here are very rich in crystals. A lot of other minerals as well. We get a lot of fluorites and crystals with different inclusions, chlorites, hematites. Actually, where we were spending the night, Springbok, we were spending the night in Kakamas, there was actually a small find of Hawite included crystals, which aluminium is one of the main ingredients in Hawite, so there must be aluminium out there. Also very copper rich, so you get a lot of the copper minerals, your malachites, chrysocolla. We've got a claim where we get some really high-end epido, sometimes in association with the secondary copper minerals. So maybe we'll go dig there. I'm making this up as I'm going, so over the coming days I'm going to be doing videos in areas like Springbok, Dorpi, which is what's its real name, I can't even remember. Yeah, it's so much more difficult talking and thinking while you're driving. I wasn't envisaging, I didn't think I'd have so much trouble. But we'll go to places like Okip, old historical towns, mining towns, and do videos in all over the place. Maybe see some of our claims, where my friend Yaku's digging, or where some of the other people are digging. Tomorrow we're going to be going into Rimfosmark, where the gorgeous green fluorites come from. I have been to that actual mine a few times before, so maybe we'll take another trip out to the actual mines. Maybe the rose quartz mine that's out there. In this area there's also a lot of tiger's eye, and I believe some of our guys have got some of that for me tomorrow. But the trouble is, I can't export rough tiger's eye. You need a permit for that or a license. So the way around that is I'll get a friend of mine just to polish one face of it on each piece, so that it's now qualified as polished tiger's eye rather than rough. And expect to see that on my website if I get it very soon. But yeah, all these hills here, if you get above a certain altitude, there's a lot of crystallization. So quartz, fluorite, probably the main two that I get out of here. But obviously there are a lot of commercial mines as well. So whatever else they get, I don't even know. There's I said copper, iron. Oh, there's an idea. Maybe tomorrow, the next day, or somewhere down the line, we'll take a trip out to Clencia, the diamond digging areas. It'll be a bit of fun. But for now, just watch a bit of scenery roll by. And next stop, or the next town we're going through, will be the capital of the province, which is Uppington. So the biggest city in the area is what we'll be going through next. Okay, so we're passing through Uppington. It's the biggest city in the province. Actually, I think it's the only city in the province. As we go through the other side, we'll see the solar power station. The whole city is powered by solar. No shortage of sunshine here. I remember as a kid watching the weather on TV, always wondering what it's like to stay here, because often it's above 40 degrees. It appeared to me to be the hottest place in the country. Of course, at that stage I didn't realize some of these other little settlements we're going to which is too small to show on the weather map. They get a lot hotter, but very nice, clean little town. This Orange River is just running to the left of us. Can't see it from here for the buildings in the way, but locally it's often referred to as River City because of the proximity to the Orange River. Okay, successfully managed to pull a U-turn back on the right road. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but that big glowing thing in the distance there, that's the solar power station. Big arrays of mirrors concentrate the light on that burner at the top. Well, you can't see it now. Should see it as we come around the bend. See it perfectly there. As I said, big arrays of mirrors concentrate sunlight on the boiler at the top. That generates steam, and the steam then turns the turbines, and that's what makes the electricity for the city of Windhoek, not Windhoek, Uppington, where I just was. Now we've got to get past a truck. I hate this bit. Always when you come through a town, you always wind up behind a bloody truck. And the road's twisty, turny, solid white line. Can't overtake. Oh, come on, give me a break. Finally managed to get past that slow-moving truck. Must have stuck behind it for about 10 minutes. Okay, so next stop is Kakamas, and then on into Kakamas. Under an hour left to go, I think. It's about 30 kilometers to Kakamas, and then it's about 40 or 50 kilometers from there to Kakamas. So I'll be there with plenty of time to get the tent up before sundown. That's one of the main things I always try and do, is get to where I'm going with enough time to get the tent up. There's nothing worse than pitching a tent in the dark. Yeah, so let's head on to the next town. And that's all closed. Oh well, on to the next town, get something there. Don't know what happened on the camera there, but it looks like we're recording again. Yeah, super small little town here, Kakamas, and yeah, hopefully I'll find a shop open. So I'm getting peckish, just want to grab a snack and maybe something to drink, and then we're into the home stretch. on to Kakamas, where we'll be spending the evening. Nope, that's all closed. Okay, that's open, but it looks very dodgy. That's all closed. Oh well, on to the next town. Get something there. Very brown at the moment, being in the middle of winter, but normally these are vineyards, so there's loads of grapes, a lot of wine grown in the area, also table grapes, raisins, that kind of thing. With the close proximity to the Orange River means there's always a lot of water here, much more than the rest of the desert. Lutzburg to our right here, a little settlement. I do know a couple of diggers in there. Maybe we'll try our luck tomorrow. Sometimes I get chlorite included crystals, and sometimes I get some yellow fluorite, purple fluorite. There's where we'll be going tomorrow. Turn off onto the right here to get to Rimfosmark. I've put out the word that I'll be there tomorrow, so hopefully the guys are waiting for me with a lot of good stuff. But you never know until you get there. Okay, so here we are crossing the Orange River. South Africa's biggest river. Kind of sad compared to some of the big ones in the States or in Europe. But yeah, that's our biggest river. So these are normally green with the grapes, but not in the middle of winter. And here we are entering the sprawling metropolis that is Kakamas. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going. Normally I do stay there in Rimfosmark, set up camp at the hot springs, but apparently there is another campsite here somewhere. The hot springs are closed at the moment. Right, so let me see if I can find where I'll be staying for the night. Right, let that bird down to a bed of coals. That's what we're having for supper. Unfortunately it's still frozen. Everything in town is closed, so I had to make do with what I could get from the filling station. Wood, not a bad deal. Got a whole bag full, and that 20 rand, that's like $1.50. And staying here for the night, 200 rand, about $15 for camping, and we're right on the banks of the Orange River. So yeah, could be a lot worse. I never even knew this place existed before. I've been through this town so many times. It's a little bit off the beaten track, through the vineyards and things. Still have to inflate the mattress, but I'll do that later. A few minutes, let the beers finish chilling, and yeah, that's it. We'll have supper. I'm loving it here, really loving it. And that's what'll be on TV tonight, what I refer to as bush TV. Nothing like sitting watching a fire. Okay, so that brings us to the end of day one. We did good time today. We did between 900 and 1,000 kilometers, and still get time to put the tent up, make a fire, get supper going, so that's pretty good. Tomorrow we'll be heading on into Rimfasmark. That's about 50 kilometers back that way, and then we'll be going on into Springbok, maybe stopping off in Kakamas if I can get hold of my buddy there, see if he's got some material for us. Yeah, there's not much to do today. I might try some video editing, put all this together, but to tell the truth, I think I'm just going to dump the files from the GoPro onto the laptop and worry about the editing later. This is just too chill to worry about technology and work and stuff. It's just a really gorgeous area. But yeah, there wasn't much to do with rocks today. Is the camera filming? Oh, suddenly the front camera turned off, so I guess we're filming. Let's hope so. We'll find out when I get around to editing. But yeah, I said on to Springbok. We've definitely got rocks there. I've got about, well, must be more than a ton, maybe 2 tons of stuff. So we'll be doing some cleaning videos, showing you how we clean up the Orange River stuff, maybe some fluorites, and yeah. So that's the end of my first official YouTube video. So there's lots more to come. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Ding the bell to get alerts when we put up new videos, and there's going to be a lot more. We do these buying trips quite often, all around Southern Africa, South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, all over the place. So there's a lot more rock hounding adventures to come. Yeah, not something to do with rocks today. It was all just a long slog of driving, but by tomorrow that will change. We'll be playing with a lot more rocks. So yeah, as I say, like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Cheers.